What if I told you that a single, innocent, hidden camera could completely destroy the lives, careers, and reputations of everyone you love? Today, we are looking at a man who tried to play God with his family's secrets and paid the ultimate price.
It's honestly a terrifying story.
It really is.
Yeah.
But before we unpack this wild story, we want to pray that you, our listener, are blessed with abundant health, peace, and wisdom today. Welcome to 𝚣𝚊𝚊-channel.
Yes, welcome. This is one of those deep dives that just, wow, it really gets under your skin.
Oh, absolutely.
It forces a complete reevaluation of how we behave when we think nobody's is watching. Like, is the concept of privacy actually just a psychological safety blanket we all agree to believe in?
That is exactly what we're getting into today. We are pulling our insights from a brilliant, comprehensive breakdown of the 2025 film Omnipresent.
Right.
Our mission here is to explore a truly terrifying psychosocial experiment. We're looking at a man who becomes hopelessly addicted to absolute surveillance.
Yeah, and to understand how someone falls down that rabbit hole, we really have to look at the inciting incident. Because our protagonist, Emil, he doesn't start out as a supervillain.
No, not at all. He starts out as a son, just trying to help his family.
Exactly. On paper, Emil is the picture of modern success. I mean, he runs his own advertising agency, leading a team of creatives. He is married to a highly successful therapist consultant.
A real power couple.
Yeah, and he comes from this intellectual, respected background. His father is a celebrated professor, but that polished surface hides a very recent, devastating family tragedy.
Right, the accident.
Yeah. Emil's father was involved in a severe accident that left him paralyzed from the waist down. He's now completely reliant on a wheelchair, stripped of his independence, and forced into early retirement.
I mean, the psychological toll of suddenly losing your physical agency like that, it's immense. Your entire world shrinks overnight.
It does. And to make matters worse, right in the middle of this incredibly vulnerable transition, Emil's father starts noticing that items are going missing around his house.
Oh man, which just introduces this profound sense of helplessness.
Exactly. The father suspects someone is actively taking advantage of his physical limitations. I mean, he can't chase a thief. He can't patrol his own home anymore.
So he turns to his capable, successful son.
Right. He asks Emil for a favor. He just wants him to install a hidden CCTV camera in the house to catch whoever is stealing from him.
And it is an entirely protective, innocent request at this point.
Totally.
Emil just wants to restore his father's sense of security. So he buys the camera, sets it up, and monitors the feed. And the mystery is solved almost immediately.
But the answer is a total gut punch.
Yeah, it is. Because it's not a random burglar picking the lock, right? Sure. It's not a hired caregiver skimming off the top.
Oh, it's Emil's own younger sister.
His own sister. She is the one stealing from their paralyzed father.
Yeah. So Emil takes this footage straight to his father. The truth is exposed, the thief is caught, and the initial objective is completed. I mean, the camera did its job.
And here's the turning point. Emil doesn't take the camera down.
He leaves it up.
He doesn't just go back to his advertising agency and his normal life. Instead of feeling that natural relief of solving a family problem, Emil experiences something else entirely.
He gets a rush.
Exactly. It's like taking that very first bite of a forbidden fruit. Suddenly, he has this thrilling taste for espionage.
Right.
He possesses a secret that nobody else in the room knows he has.
And the underlying mechanism here is really fascinating. This initial success actually chemically alters Emil's brain.
Like an addiction.
Uncovering a hidden truth delivers a massive dopamine hit. It pushes him completely out of the role of the protective, dutiful son. He suddenly realizes the sheer power of asymmetric information.
The advantage you hold when you know something the other person doesn't.
Exactly. Overnight, he crosses a major psychological boundary. And what truly hooks him is the realization of just how incredibly easy it was to cross.
Well, he doesn't just cross the boundary, he sprints past it. We go from a single justifying camera in his dad's house to a full-blown surveillance state. He is essentially building a panopticon, right?
A literal panopticon, yes. For those unfamiliar with the term, the panopticon was an architectural concept designed by Jeremy Bentham for prisons.
Right, the tower thing.
Yeah, the idea was a central observation tower surrounded by glass cells. The guards in the tower could see everyone, but the prisoners couldn't see into the tower.
So they never know when they're being watched.
Precisely. So the prisoners always had to assume they were being watched, which forced them to police their own behavior. But Emil flips this script.
How so?
Well, he builds a tower, but He doesn't let anyone know the tower exists. He doesn't want to change their behavior. He wants to consume their authentic, unedited reality.
And he builds this invisible tower incredibly fast. I mean, straight from his father's house, Emil goes to his wife's office.
Yeah, he purposefully manufactures this fake errand to get her out of the room.
Just to get her out of the way for a minute.
Right, and the second she steps out, he plants a hidden camera in her private workspace.
Wow. The escalation is just vertiginous. He becomes a full-blown surveillance addict. He starts hiding cameras everywhere.
Everywhere. His own living room, the bathroom, his sister's bedroom, and of course, all over his advertising agency.
He even builds a secret viewing room, doesn't he?
Yes. He is so utterly committed to consuming the secret footage that he constructs a dedicated hidden viewing room, a dark, isolated space filled with monitors where he can just sit in the glow of the screens.
Just watching the live, unscripted feeds of everyone in his life. But, you would expect a guy with cameras hidden everywhere to be uncovering massive, earth-shattering conspiracies every single day.
You'd think so, yeah.
But the reality of absolute surveillance is actually incredibly mundane, isn't it? Like, he's spending hours watching people just exist.
Oh, absolutely. Much of what he captures is deeply boring. He watches his wife hanging out with her friends, engaging in ordinary, everyday gossip.
Just normal stuff.
Yeah, he just sits in the dark and watches her drink coffee when she thinks she is alone. But interspersed within that ocean of the mundane, he starts catching the taboo.
Like the situation at his agency. He is monitoring the office feeds and catches one of his employees, a person who normally projects a very serious, diligent professional image.
Right.
Having a passionate, secret romantic encounter right there in the office.
The source material humorously calls it the adventure of the eggplant into the secret cave.
Which is quite the phrasing.
It really is. But it highlights just how completely unguarded humans are when they assume the door is locked.
The assumption of privacy is literally the only thing that allows us to drop our societal masks. And Emil isn't satisfied just watching stationary screens anymore.
No, you have to be closer to it.
He actively brings the surveillance into the physical world. He goes out and buys a pair of spy glasses with a microscopic camera built into the frames.
Okay, this is the moment that makes my skin crawl. He wears these recording glasses to a work dinner with his colleagues.
Yeah.
Midway through the meal, he pretends he needs to use the restroom. He casually leaves the glasses resting on the table, walks into the bathroom, pulls out his smartphone, and taps into the live audio-video feed. He wants to see exactly what his team says about him the second he leaves the table.
Think about that for a second. If you, our listener, left your phone recording on the table right now while you went to the bathroom at a group dinner, what do you think your friends would actually say?
It's terrifying to even think about.
The anxiety of the unfiltered opinion is universally terrifying. But the twist in Emil's case is that they don't badmouth him at all. He listens in and discovers that his team genuinely respects him.
Right, there is no malicious gossip.
Which, ironically, might be worse for his ego.
It absolutely is. Finding out they respect him means there is no grand conspiracy to uncover. There is no dramatic enemy to defeat.
Hold on, though. I don't buy that he's doing this just out of extreme curiosity anymore. No, there's a much darker motivation driving this now.
Yeah.
He's no longer looking for criminals like his sister. He's looking for subjects. This is turning into a full-blown God complex.
You are entirely right to call it a God complex.
He is deeply enjoying the absolute power of observing humans in their most vulnerable, unscripted states.
Emil literally feels like a deity sitting in the clouds watching the mortals scramble below. He holds the secrets of his entire universe on a single flash drive.
Yeah.
But here is the tragic flaw in playing God. Eventually, passive observation is no longer enough to satisfy the ego.
A god wants to interfere.
Exactly. A god wants to pull the strings and see the mortals dance.
And he absolutely starts pulling those strings. He begins weaponizing the truth he has hoarded.
The surveillance shifts from observation to active predatory manipulation. So Emil overhears a conversation on his office cameras between two of his employees, a woman named Jenny and a man named Emil.
Right.
Emil secretly harbors a massive, unrequited crush on Jenny. But through the hidden microphones, Emil hears Jenny confessing that she is ignoring Emil because she actually has a deep professional and personal admiration for Emil, her boss.
So Emil is sitting in his dark control room listening to a woman praise him while the guy who genuinely loves her just strikes out.
Yeah.
And how does Emil use this highly sensitive social intelligence?
He uses it with ruthless, calculated precision. Armed with the exact knowledge of her vulnerabilities and knowing her pre-existing attraction to him, he sends Jenny a WhatsApp message.
Let me guess. a casual invite.
He invites her to a professional dinner to discuss some upcoming work projects.
Ugh, it's pure social hacking.
Yeah,
He doesn't even have to be genuinely charming because he already has the answer key to the test.
right.
He bypasses her natural psychological defenses because he knows the exact source code of her desires.
That's exactly how asymmetric information works in manipulation. He mirrors what he already knows she wants to hear. He easily seduces her, and they begin a passionate affair.
So predatory.
And to make the betrayal even darker, Emil wears his spy glasses during their intimate encounters. He's actively recording their affair to add to his secret digital library.
Wow. He is now artificially manufacturing and curating his own sins. But while he is out playing the puppet master, his cameras are still rolling back home.
Oh, they never stop.
And they start uncovering some truly devastating truths about his own family.
The panopticon spares no one. Emil is in his secret room, listening to the audio feed from his paralyzed father's house. And he hears his father making a heartbreaking confession to an empty room.
Oh, this part is just so sad.
His father admits that his life post-accident is so agonizingly boring, so completely devoid of purpose, that he wishes he would just stop breathing.
The burden of unsolicited omniscience. Like, if we actually knew the true, unfiltered internal monologues of our loved ones when they are alone in the dark, the emotional weight would crush us.
Completely.
We aren't built to carry that level of truth.
No, we aren't. It is a profound moment of despair that Emil was never meant to witness. But the hits keep coming.
All right, there's more.
He switches the feed to another camera and catches his father-in-law behaving incredibly inappropriately. He watches this older, supposedly respectable man making physical advances and inappropriately touching the household maid.
It's just one thing after another. We have profound depressive despair. We have predatory sexual behavior. And then we get to his wife, the camera he planted in her private office.
Yeah. Emil watches the feed from his wife's office and witnesses her having an intimate romantic encounter with a female friend.
Wow.
The source material refers to this as a khilaf, or a sudden mistake. It's likely driven by the emotional distance that has been growing in her marriage to Emil as he isolates himself in his surveillance room.
But the crazy thing is, when Emil sees his wife's infidelity on the monitor, he doesn't cry.
No, not at all.
He doesn't storm out of the house and confront her. He doesn't demand a divorce. He is completely relieved.
Yes.
And this is where we really need to talk about the psychology of justification. He is experiencing moral licensing, isn't he?
Spot on. Moral licensing is this psychological mechanism where knowing about someone else's sins or even doing a good deed yourself gives you internal permission to commit a bad act.
Right.
Emil doesn't view his wife's affair as a tragedy. He views it as currency. He uses everyone else's flaws, his sister's theft, his father-in-law's creepiness, his wife's mistake, to construct a massive psychological fortress of self-justification.
In his mind, everyone is corrupt. The whole world is dirty. Therefore, his own corruption with Jenny is perfectly acceptable.
Exactly.
He absolves himself of guilt by proving that humanity is inherently flawed.
But he is completely blind to the fact that his fortress of justification is made of glass, and the collapse of Emil's house of cards begins with a tiny, almost cinematic slip-up.
His shoes.
Yes, remember Emil, the employee who is desperately in love with Jenny.
The guy who had to sit there and watch the woman he loves ignore him for the boss.
Right. Well, one day, Emil goes over to Jenny's place to deliver some flowers, trying one last time to win her affection. She awkwardly accepts them at the door, clearly trying to get rid of him quickly. But before she can close the door, Emil glances inside the room and spots a pair of men's shoes on the floor.
And he knows them.
He immediately recognizes them. They are Emil's shoes.
The mortal has finally spotted the omniscient god.
Exactly. Emil now possesses his own piece of asymmetric information. He knows the boss is sleeping with the woman he loves. And Emil decides to take his revenge professionally.
Oh, he goes for the wallet.
He is sent to a meeting to negotiate with a highly lucrative prospective client on behalf of Emil's agency. Emil is, as always, watching this high-stakes negotiation live through a hidden camera in the meeting room.
Watching from his dark little room.
Right. But Emil goes completely off script. Instead of pitching the agency, Emil tells the client to hire him privately, entirely cutting Emil's company out of the deal.
He steals the business right in front of the hidden camera.
And this exposes the ultimate paradox of omniscience without omnipotence. Emil is sitting in his secret room watching his money walk out the door, and he cannot do a single thing to stop it.
Because if he says anything,
If he fires Elle will expose the affair with Jenny. It is a terrifying standoff of mutually assured destruction. Emil's absolute power has rendered him absolutely powerless.
Wow. And the stress of all this begins to fracture his reality. His wife visits Emil's father and complains about how distant, strange, and paranoid Emil has become. And then, the final devastating emotional blow lands. Emil gets a phone call from his mother. His father has passed away.
The father who just wanted his belongings protected. The father who confessed to the empty room that he wanted to stop breathing.
It's a crushing tragedy.
It really is. Emil attends the funeral, surrounded by family, friends, and colleagues, and he is drowning in genuine grief.
And what does a man addicted to secrets do when he is at his most vulnerable? He seeks comfort in the worst possible way.
He really does.
After the funeral, still in a state of raw, unprocessed grief, he invites Jenny over. But he doesn't just invite her to sit in the living room. He brings her into his inner sanctum. He unlocks the door to the secret surveillance room.
He brings her right into the belly of the beast. While she is there, Emil steps out for a few minutes to buy a drink, hoping to numb his sadness.
A fatal error.
He leaves Jenny entirely alone in the room, and because she is bored and looking around, her eyes fall on Emil's main laptop. She opens it, and she finds the master archive.
Oh no. All the folders, all the files, every single secret he ever recorded.
Everything. She finds the hidden camera footage of his family, his employees, her coworkers, and worst of all, she realizes that he has been secretly recording their own intimate moments using his spyglasses.
The violation there is it's unimaginable.
The sheer scale of it hits her all at once. She is entirely disgusted and betrayed. In a fit of absolute rage, she takes the laptop containing his entire digital empire, smashes it to pieces, and walks out of his life forever.
It's like he was hoarding a highly radioactive substance in that room.
That's a great way to put it, because what does radiation actually do? It doesn't always kill you instantly. It decays invisibly.
Right.
Emil thought the lead-lined walls of his secret room were protecting him, but the half-life of these hoarded secrets was slowly poisoning his actual authentic relationships.
The radiation finally breached containment. And, Jenny smashing the laptop feels like the natural climax. It feels like the moment the screen should just fade to black.
It does.
And the source material notes that 6 months actually pass after that night. Jenny and Emil leave the company. Emil's relationship with his wife begins to heal. He starts finding a new, healthier rhythm to his life. He genuinely believes he got away with playing God.
He believes his punishment was simply losing the laptop and losing Jenny. He thinks the universe has balanced the scales.
But the internet is forever.
It is. And Emil's underlying arrogance hasn't actually been cured, because he makes one final apocalyptic mistake.
Why? What does he do?
He decides he wants the radioactive data back.
You kidding?
No, he takes the physically smashed laptop into his office, walks up to a trusted IT employee, hands it over, and asks them to recover the files.
He hands a hard drive containing world-destroying secrets to a subordinate.
Yes, and time passes. Until one morning, Emil wakes up to an absolute nightmare. He looks out his window and sees a swarm of reporters camped out on his front lawn.
Oh my goodness.
His phone is ringing constantly. He checks his bag for the external flash drive where the employee backed up the recovered surveillance, and the drive is gone.
Wait. Did the employee steal the backup? Did he realize what was on it?
Well, the source material leaves the exact identity ambiguous. It explains that an anonymous entity, identifying themselves only as a hacker, acquired the flash drive and uploaded Emil's entire unedited collection of surveillance directly to the internet.
Every single video.
Every single video.
Every audio file.
The collateral damage of that leak, I can't even fathom it.
It is a nuclear detonation for his entire social circle. Every single secret we've discussed is exposed to the public.
The clients Emil stole.
Yep.
The employees having affairs in the office. His creepy father-in-law assaulting the maid. His wife's infidelity. His sister's theft.
All of it. The source material emphasizes a specific phrase here. 𝚑𝚊𝚕𝚟𝚊 rasa malu. It's the absolute crushing weight of public shame that falls on every single person in his life. All because of Emil's hubris. This forces us into the ultimate philosophical mirror, though. Who is the true villain here? Is it the people who committed these shameful, hypocritical acts in private? Or is it the man who stripped away their fundamental right to privacy and exposed them to the world without their consent?
It's a tough question. When we watch the fallout of Emil's actions, our initial reflexive instinct might be to judge the victims. We might lean on that old, dangerous argument, if you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear.
Right. The idea that only bad people need privacy.
But the story forces us to look much deeper into the human condition. If a camera recorded your most private, isolated moments, the moments when you think you are entirely alone, when your social guards are completely dropped,
Right.
would you still be viewed by society as a good person? The film argues quite forcefully that we are often just lucky. We are lucky that the universe chooses to hide our dark thoughts, our minor sins, and our moments of profound weakness from the rest of the world.
Because society requires front stage and backstage behavior to function. We need the illusion of privacy to survive each other.
Absolutely.
We build these layers of social contracts and polite fictions, and yes, hypocrisy absolutely thrives in those layers. But without them, we're just raw nerves. Total truth is entirely destructive.
The story ends with a haunting, lingering image of Emil running. He's consumed by a deep regret and a frustration that cannot ever be fixed. He didn't just ruin his own life, he destroyed the psychological sanctuary of everyone he ever loved.
Wow. So what does this all mean for us? I will leave you with a chilling final thought. Look around the room you are sitting in right now. Look at your smartphone resting on the table. Look at the little webcam dot at the top of your laptop. Look at the smart TV in the corner. If everything you did in this room over the last week, every unfiltered conversation, every weird habit, every private moment of frustration was suddenly broadcast live to your family right now, how fast would you run?
I'd be out the door.
If this deep dive made you look twice at your webcam, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and tell us in the comments, what is the one secret you pray never gets caught on camera? Thanks for joining us on 𝚣𝚊𝚊-channel, and we'll see you in the next deep dive.